Greg, I was just curious. Do you guys have a starting pitcher for tomorrow for Game 5?
No, no, not yet.
Craig, when you look at how difficult your schedule's been for the last week and your guys have played three elimination games in a row, might that be something that just brings these great players and athletes together and brings out the very best in them? Is that something from your experience? Is that what you're looking at right now?
Look, I think, we spent some time talking about, how you feel in the third game against San Diego, certainly. We've now been through it, two other times. So this is game number four under that scenario. And yeah, so I think we're 3-0 in that scenario. So guys have processed it pretty well, I think. We've gotten some big performances. Um, But I think, yeah, I mean, I think great athletes do rise to the occasion in moments like this, and we've seen a lot of examples of it with this team.
Craig, just on your starting pitching decision, is Shota's recent struggles factoring in? How much, and or do you just look more at the totality of the body of work?
I think this is a game where we're going to have everybody available, maybe with the exception of Matt Boyd, everyone's going to be available, and so you know it. It's cliche here, but I'm gonna tell you we've got 11 pitchers to figure out how to get 27 outs. And that's how we're treating it. We're certainly going to need, the bullpen formula that we've used. We're going to have to get half the outs from guys not named those, not those five guys, right? And that's how we're looking at it, and that's what we're going to have to get.
Hey Craig, uh, just as a guy from the Midwest, how great, how special is an elimination game between the Cubs and the Brewers, Chicago and Milwaukee, and I know you're all about your team, of course, but is it a little funny to be, a funny feeling to be going back there with a potentially to kind of add on to how long it's been there since they've won a series?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this. I'm just thinking about how do we advance. I mean, it's almost like the opponent is doesn't matter right now. You're just trying. How do we advance? And because the others, like who you play and all the stories around that doesn't matter. How do we advance? And so that's been really my focus. The color of the uniform, it doesn't matter. Like let's just figure out how to beat them. How to figure out put together a game plan for their personnel, and try to figure out a way to beat them. It's survive and advance. That's it. Doesn't matter who you're playing.
Craig,
What do
I
you
realize this is a remote scenario, but is there any way that Cade Horton feels great tomorrow and one of your players is injured and all of a
No,
sudden there's no, that's not happening.
Craig, what do you think the Brewers will do? Do you think you'll see a lot of Mizorowski? Do you think you'll see an opener? What are your thoughts on their side?
I think they're looking at it the same way we are, as they may have a couple guys down because they've had a couple guys pitch a little more, but we're going to see Mizorowski. We're going to see Mizorowski. We're going to see Uribe. We're going to see Koenig. We're going to see McGill. So like that's you can kind of plan on seeing those guys. Those are their top guys, and everybody else is available, I'm sure. So in a scenario like this, it's a bunch of that, and our job is just to make it hard on those guys and to affect the plan and to put them in bad situations.
Craig, what has been the impact of Tucker as of late, and how have you seen him slowly become more of the real Kyle Tucker version at bat?
Yeah, I mean, look, Kyle is such a gifted hitter, and with that, I think goes incredible expectations. And he in a way, like the way he started off his tenure with the Cubs, like probably raised the expectations, right? And since then, some things have not gone right. But I think, my thought in this always has been like Kyle is going to impact this thing. He's just too good of a player, too good of a hitter. He's going to impact this thing. Hopefully, it's happening at the best time, right? Definitely, the last two games have been some of his best bats, and sometimes you just see it just by the takes. The takes have been just really solid. I thought the first inning takes, some of the takes against Ashby, that gives you a pretty good idea a lot of times how a hitter's feeling.
Just last night, you were able to get the add-on runs that you haven't been able to get after the first inning in other games this series. Just what did you like, or what was the difference in the approach to the plate after the first inning last night that maybe helped and that might help you moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, the difference is I thought, I don't know how many innings we put the leadoff guy on, but it felt like we had the leadoff guy on maybe 5 of the 9 innings. And I just think as soon as you do that, it's just the pitcher's under pressure immediately. And so we didn't cash in every single one. We cashed in on some homers mostly, but we did put them under a lot of pressure. And that pressure, I think, eventually leads to runs. Could lead to the home run when a guy comes out and he's, had pressure the last inning. So I think we did a much better job throughout the 27 outs last night of just applying pressure.
Craig, did Horton throw his bullpen session today? And if so, how did it go?
He did throw his bullpen. He threw a kind of, we call it an up-down bullpen. So he threw like an inning, sat, and then went out and threw another inning. Everything went really well. It was a really positive day. So obviously how he feels kind of post and how he feels tomorrow are really important. But the actual throwing session went very well.
Greg, you've talked about the first inning, and so has Murph, to the point of it seems like the first inning has taken over for the ninth inning in these playoff series. Is this the first time that's felt that way to you during your experience? Is it just more pronounced, or are we just hearing it more?
Well, it's hard not to be so focused on the first inning with just the way the first 4 games have gone. And really since all of our playoff games have gone, right? So, maybe it's the results. I think the first inning is a big inning in the game. Probably an underestimated how big the inning is. But this series has been, way past that. It's been, I don't know, 60% of the runs scored in the series have come in 1 inning, and it's the first inning. So I don't know what the number is, but and I think so. It just makes you focused on it. Absolutely, yeah. And I told you yesterday, but I thought Matt Boyd's the first inning was absolutely crucial to the game, and he, especially after the yellow walk, he made pitches to kind of lock down that inning, and that's a tremendous confidence builder for sure.
All right, we'll do one more question for Craig.
Are you guys packing for LA?
Yeah, I mean we're going to LA after Milwaukee, so you have to be prepared to do it. That's the plan. Absolutely.